Where's the playfulness? How can you expect to be good at something that you've never done? So it's trusting in the dimensional self when you're creating the new self, the identity self, the transformation that you're creating. The stubbornness, the addiction of being you wants to pull it back, like it's a tug of war. I want to go, if it were the facelift analogy, I want to go back to who I was. Why did I do this? Yet you come through the swollen phase and there's a change. It's so miraculous that if it does take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or if it takes, well, even less, to have a click, to have a change of consciousness, that is incredible. Ask yourself, how many times have you had a change in consciousness that allowed you to experience your reality differently? Truly. So this being that can change, that can create healing, change identity. Imagine your 3D mind being has a big head start. So like your 3D reality is 6, 7, 10 years old in an analogy, or it's a plant of that age. And we only just planted the new seedling of a different way of thinking, of being. So it's just getting rooted in, it's healthy, and there's these little 2 new leaves, or it's just been born, whatever the analogy. Plant probably easier. And it has to catch up. There's so much conditioning of thinking in a particular way that this new seedling needs to be nurtured and grow and catch up to this 6, 7, 8, 10-year-old plant. So it needs to accelerate. But as soon as it starts to get momentum, so we can trust, and when you've been able to create change sufficient times that you can trust, and then it can go into knowing. So like if you saw a cake mix, very wet and very flat, if you'd never seen that turn into cake, you would be doubtful. Yet, if you've baked a cake 3, 4, 5 times, you will expect it to rise. So the fear of not being able to reach the new identity you're creating, the new healing, the new being, is that tug of war. I'm creating a new consciousness, but my old one is pulling it. And my multidimensional being is pulling it forward. And this is pulling me back into the same old. So, quantum consciousness. So another analogy is it's like jumping out of an airplane and wondering if your parachute's actually going to work, if you're going to land. And then when you've done it a couple of times, it actually becomes fun. But it's so strange to your consciousness, and it's okay for it to be strange. So, oh, I used to talk about Marina Jacobi, who talks a lot about fifth dimensional consciousness. And she says about playing hide and seek with consciousness. So it's literally about becoming aware of the changes in the mirror. That I don't protect myself, that I am a bit more confident. And so that loving that you expect a miracle. That's what they're saying. It's great that you guys expect a miracle, but a miracle to change from living in fear to being at peace, if that takes a month, that is a miracle. So there we go. Huge shift. So that seemed to make sense. anything new. Even when they invented the telephone, some people said it was the devil's work, or cars, or it took taking used to. It's like a muscle we need to grow and hold on to a consciousness that's just blooming in a world consciousness. There isn't too much of a consensus in this, so you are, well, not alone, but you are unique. So trust that you have intended, that you've shot your arrows straight, and that it's a new path. The old path is known to you, the new path isn't, so that you can, that your higher dimensional consciousness wants this for you. It really does. It will do everything in its power to get you to a more joyful, peaceful, abundant state. Allow yourself to be guided by your higher dimensional consciousness into the intended state. Start trusting your higher dimensional being, really allowing that sensation that you are one, that it's an aspect of you. So if you'd like, there's like an adult and a child, and 3D is more child consciousness, not childlike, but wants certain things, has a habit, and the adult might say, well, don't do that, and you'll get a different result. So start trusting in that place. I don't want to confuse adult by being stern or being boring. It's more about what part of you is wiser, is trusts in the invisible. If you know that you're loved, if you can feel that even though you don't know this new path, you can do it with confidence. Hey, come on back.